Hello, it's Trevor Cutmore. I'm going to talk to you about education and training and why that is important to you and your future and your success or failure. Let's not go the failure way. But look, I've been in the training game for a long time. I've always had a passion to inspire people, and more than that, to help people avoid costly mistakes. Nothing annoys me more than seeing how people have lost money, a lot of money, by making a mistake, by getting the wrong advice and going down the wrong pathway. So please, invest in yourself. It might not be with me, but make sure that you look at the trainer. There are a lot of trainers that come up out of the ranks. They do maybe 1 or 2 properties. I actually know some trainers that don't have any properties and will stand gladly on stage and lie through their teeth saying that they are financially free, and guess what, you can do A, B, C and be there as well. You need to have a look and take more references and speak to people who actually know those people personally, and check them out. Look back and see if it's true. There's a lot of wild claims out there. Now, I've done some home study courses you may well be interested in. I've done 3, but before we go into that, let's talk about my business partner, Leslie Tao. She is fantastic and she is a very smart lady. Okay, so her background was being a lawyer. She started the rent-to-rent business, did really, really well. Then the service accommodation business with, I think, over 50 units in Cambridge. And through this COVID time, I can tell you, I have been meeting in the last month a number of investors. And even last week, a gentleman told me that he handed back 5 service accommodation properties because they just didn't work. And I wish that I'd caught him before they went back to their landlords. Leslie has had 100% occupancy in this COVID time. How? Because she adjusts and looks at the problem and comes up with a solution, and that is what you want from a trainer. And with our own mentees that we're working with, I can tell you we have 2 mentees that went from 2 service accommodation to 9 in this time and have everything full and making money through it. So listen, there's always money to be made. And did you know that in a recession, more millionaires are made in recession times than they are in the good times? That is a fact. If not, Google it and check it out. However, what do I teach? I teach 3 things really. The buy, refurb, refinance. As you know, I'm a developer anyway, so I build houses, I convert flats, etc. I have a lot of experience in understanding property. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a bricklayer, I'm not a plasterer, but I have done lots of things. I've tiled properties, I've put carpets in, I've fitted kitchens, not the plumbing. I don't like touching the plumbing, and I certainly don't touch the electrics, especially when I got electrocuted when I was about 16 years old. I was having a party in my bedroom, and my father had put a wire for my aluminium duct lamp on my table in my room, but he extended it with a little chop block. I called it chop block, and remember they had no earths in those days, so it was like 2 wires in a plastic here, 2 wires in here, and had little screws that went in, okay? And it was like that. And I was having a party, I was leaving home, I left home at 16, and I'm pulling the wire up like this, and because all the wires tacked down on the skirting, and my dad passed the room and said, "Trevor, don't do that, you're gonna have an accident." And guess what? A few minutes later, as I'm pulling this thing, the live wire comes out and buries itself in my little finger. It actually burnt through to the bone, and I've got this metal lamp in my hand, and I am going like this. I just screamed. And because I was doing martial arts, when I went down on the ground, I've rolled down, and my father said, if you ever get hooked up, he told me after the fact, he said, try and land on your elbow because it might shock you to release because you're caught on the electric. Now, it went on for a few minutes. My dad rushed up, and as he came upstairs, this wire just came loose out of my finger, and I got away from it. Could have killed me. So guess what? I don't touch it. But that was one of the stories. My dad couldn't stop laughing. He gave me a brandy. I was 16. I couldn't stop screaming afterwards. It wasn't funny, but obviously look at those times and laugh afterwards. But I won't touch electricity. I really don't like it. I have a healthy respect. Anyway, so I've done quite a bit of work in refurbs and things, and obviously painted, but I have a lot of knowledge. Why? Because I've done lots of projects, lots of refurbs. And when you build houses, you understand that even underneath here, there is a gap, there's a block and beam, there's damp proofing, there's membranes, all this stuff. So when you know what's in here, what's in the walls, you have a great understanding. Now, a lot of people don't know because they just don't know what's there. They've never seen it. It does shock me. So to buy Refurb Refinance, I have an online home study course. If you're interested, please email me or we'll put a link up, and please help yourself. It is great and it will give you so much information. On top of that, I do, when people have seen it, I do a bit of a webinar for people to come on, and I can answer their questions, etc. So I don't, just run away. I can give some advice as well if you don't understand or you're doing a project. That's no problem. However, the buy refurb refinance model, is it right now? Well, in my opinion, yes, I love it. If you get the property that you can actually do works on, and I think more are going to come, then I think that's going to be a great opportunity for you and me, and I'm looking for more as we speak. If you have any and you can't do, let me know and I will have a look. I like to add as much value as possible, and I'll come into that near the end of this section. However, will you get all of your money out? So the idea of buy, refurb, refinance is when you refinance, you can take most or all of your money back out of the project, and so you don't have much money or no money left in the deal, so you can go and repeat again. I think those days are very slim now, and so you might be able to do that 1 in 50 properties that you find. You might be in an area where it's easy and you can do it. Well done. But in my opinion, because of where valuations are hovering and just starting to, they're static or just dropping, valuers will down value. They will, because they always look at a 90-day sale. They're looking at the market. They will be instructed to down value a bit. So I don't think you're going to get all of your money out. But I talk all about it. I actually go through how to identify. I've got a viewing guide. I've got all sorts of things that will help you and help identify what needs to be done, actually come up with a program to write it all down and a way to run it, which is going to save you an awful lot of money. So if you're going to do a buy, refurb, refinance, my training course, I guarantee you, will save you money. What do I think is best at the minute? Well, I like to get a house and cut it up into apartments and make 4, 5, 6 apartments. I think that's one of the really good things to do right now. That's where you can make more money. That's what I'm doing, as well as building houses. Currently, I have applications in to do 45 properties at the minute. They're either going in, or with the architects right now going in within the next couple of weeks. That's exciting stuff. My next course that I'm teaching is on auction houses. If you are going to buy at auction, please email me. You must do my course. You must. I promise you, I guarantee it will save you thousands of pounds worth, just the knowledge that I impart on that course. I've seen too many people lose money going to auctions, and big money. I've seen one lady at more than £100,000, which meant they were coming after her and they were going to sue her, and there's nothing she could do about it. Understand that when the gavel comes down, you've exchanged contracts, you are in. If you can't raise the funds and they lose, bang, you are losing money without a doubt. So you've got to be very careful. And this course, I'm really pleased with it. It is a great course. So if you're considering going to an auction, please don't go without getting this course. You will love it. And there's a workbook to go with all of my courses. It is one of my if you like, main goals is to help people avoid making costly mistakes. I do not like people losing money, and you'll hear me say that a lot. I hate it because it's not necessary. And finally, the last course that I'm doing is purchase lease options. And I've saved this till last because I think this one is going to be one of the best ones you can do in the time that is coming. Within the next 2 or 3 months, you'll want to be positioned and understand how an option works. So if I did an option on your house, what happens with the mortgage? Does the mortgage change names? No, it doesn't. It cannot. There's many things. There's loads of things. There's 12 chapters in all of my training. It's divided into 12 chapters. It goes through, it gives you time, it gives you each part so you can easily digest it and understand it. And I keep it very simple for you. Lots of stories so you can see how it applies, etc. And much of the course has been derived from a lot of the questions that have been asked, which I've noted down and answered those questions as we go through. But not one of us will ever have enough money to satisfy when we're buying. I tell you that now, no kidding. If I gave you £3 million to go and buy property, okay, some of you might buy in Grimsby and say, I can buy 50 properties in Grimsby. Okay, you're not going to get capital growth, you'll get good income, a good return, etc. You're going to be really hard to do the buy refurbished finance because you've got very low capital growth. If you went to London, it might be enough to do one property. But the thing is, as soon as you've done those properties, you will come against another opportunity. And that's the thing. The options is great because when you see opportunity, and even if you haven't got spare money or not enough money, rather than lose it, you can make money. And the purchase options is a fabulous tool and strategy to use if you know what you're doing. And I am a specialist at this, all right? I'm actually going tomorrow to sign off, hopefully sign off another option agreement on some land. Now, the thing is, I think the best thing is to understand that you and I, with this knowledge, can actually help people. And that's really important. So let's suppose the house is 250,000 that someone bought last year, and because of COVID, now it's worth 200, and they put it on for 200, and they're getting offers at 185, 180. Why can't they accept? Because their mortgage would be, let's say it's 195, it might even be 200, and they're happy to take a hit. Well, and so, 185, 180, then it's impossible. Well, that's where you and I can use an option really powerfully, because it's not about putting on and taking advantage of people. This is where we can say, look, let's agree I'll buy it for 200 in 5 or 7 years time. But also, let's agree I'll sort the mortgage out and everything. But let's now say that whenever I buy it or sell it, I'm going to give you 50% of the uplift of the property. So let's suppose that you sell it in 5 years time, it's worth 250 in 5 years time. So you agreed with them 200, you've made money month after month out of paying the mortgage and you renting it, and you've done really well, and you sell it at 250, you're still making £25,000 profit and they make 25,000. That's really good, because now you're being a solution, especially in a time when we want to get the market going again. Yes, I know it's in the future, but that's the right thing to do, the fair thing to do, and we're still making money. And it doesn't matter if it's a £75,000 property or a £75 million property, we can have the same principle. All right, listen guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you got a lot from it. If you're interested in my training, or you want some consultancy, if you want me to look at your deals or analyze them for you and advise you, then I do have some time available at the minute, because I'm not running all over the country that much anyway. If you want some of that, email me and we can look at booking you. Yes, there's a fee for that, but we can look at booking you in, so I can do some consultancy, look and analyze your deals. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please share, comment and subscribe. Have a wonderful week. God bless you. Bye bye.